Welcome in, everybody. Brandon Vickery with you from Valpo Sports Information as we look back at the first road Missouri Valley Conference Series of the year as Valpo dropped 2 out of 3 at Southern Illinois, but we visit with the winning pitcher from Valpo's victory this weekend, Trey Friketic. Trey throwing a complete game in the 6-2 win on Saturday. And Trey, just what was working for you in Saturday's start?
It kind of all started off with getting ahead of the hitters. When you can get strike one, it really helps. And it helps the defense, too, because the defense wants to play behind guys who are pounding the zone and throwing strikes and keeping guys on their toes. And the other important thing was, our defense. I think everybody around the diamond made a good play over the course of the 9 innings. So that was cool to see. And that was the most important thing to me, I think.
Ended up at, I think, 130 pitches. What got you through that 9th inning when you're still out there, still going in inning number 9?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think I'm just as surprised as a lot of the guys. But I wanted to give length. It's something I haven't really been able to do yet this year until the last 2 starts. But I'm feeling better and better with each start, so I'm hoping that's something I can continue to do for the rest of the year.
You hadn't thrown much the last couple seasons in game situations. You'd had injuries. You've bounced around. Just what was it like maybe shaking off rust early in the season and adjusting to pitching as a starter again?
Yeah, it's been a long battle. It was almost 2 years that I took off from competing and pitching. So it's definitely kind of a learning curve again. I'm kind of getting off my feet again. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying every single minute of it. And I just hope we can do as well as we can the rest of the way. I think we got to stay confident, though, and I think that'll be the most important thing as we keep going here.
And here you are in your 4th school, and you've been out of high school for 6 years. Just what motivates you to be here? What is it that makes this year a special one for you?
I've just always loved the game. I've been playing for 20 years now, which I guess nobody else on the club can say really. It was just an opportunity to get away from home, to come out here and play in front of some new sets of eyes and play all these new schools. Being from California, I've never been out to a lot of these places. I've never pitched in the cold. I've never got to do a lot of these fun experiences. So that's really kind of keeping me going, and I'm really enjoying my time and really enjoying playing with all these guys here we got in the clubhouse.
There he is, Trey Friketic, the starting pitcher and the winning pitcher with a complete game win on Saturday. Now we pivot and talk to the head coach of the Crusaders, Brian Schmack, about this weekend series. And maybe let's start with Trey. What did you see from him maybe early in the year, and how has he progressed to these last couple starts?
Yeah, I think he's just getting more comfortable to get back on the mound, like he said, competing. You take 2 years off. I think sometimes you forget what made you good. And each start he learns something new about himself, and he's getting more confident and just comfortable out there, and it's showing. He's like he said, the ability to give us depth in games has been huge, and he's been a lot more efficient with his pitches also, which is something that we've been trying to do.
Before we get into the weekend, maybe from a broader perspective, looking at some of the transfers that have come in, they've made an impact right away. Zach Leone, Blake Billinger, Trey Friketic, the list goes on. How have you been so effective in recruiting these guys to come and transfer in and play right away?
Yeah, great question. They're not the ideal recruits. Trey was on his last leg, and he had not many of their opportunities, but it's a guy that we knew about beforehand, so it was a good fit. Zach, just being out and about and seeing guys, really. I don't know if there's a special formula for it. I know we've had success with it. I just hope it continues. Doesn't always work out, but this year I think it has so far.
You've got a little bit of time out of conference play now, so you're through that first checkpoint, 6 conference games in. You stand at 2-4, winning the middle game in both series. Just how would you assess how you stack up so far in your first year against Missouri Valley Conference competition?
I like it, actually. I think, hopefully our guys are kind of seeing and understanding that we can compete in this league. It's good competition, no doubt, but I don't think we've been in a game where we've been completely overmatched yet. And, as they start to see that, I hope the confidence starts to build and we can realize that we can go toe-to-toe with these guys. Sure, it's challenging, but it's exciting also, and our guys are up for that.
You touched on Blake Billinger a little bit. Let's talk about his weekend. Goes 5 for 5 on Saturday. Becomes the first Valpo player to go 5 for 5 in a game since 2010. 3 more hits on Sunday. What did you see out of him in this series?
He's just more confident. He had early on he looked the same way. He had a little stretch there where he was just kind of feeling through some things, but he goes to the plate. He has a plan, and he just has been executing it. So he's been hitting the ball pretty hard, consistently, and they started to fall through this weekend.
Let's face it, you're without your best hitter due to injury this weekend. How important is it to try to get Zach Leone back in the lineup as soon as possible?
Yeah, he makes an immediate impact, offensively and defensively too. He's been really good over at first base, and guys trust him over there. So, we need to get him back just to give us that opportunity. And, with 2 outs, he's really good, so he seems to find himself in that position, and we'd like to have that bat back in there.
And looking ahead, you have Michigan State for a 3-game series this weekend. What do you expect going on the road to play a Big Ten team in a 3-game series?
I expect it to be challenging. It's part of the process. Our guys, hopefully we play well and compete with them, and again, see that we can compete with these types of teams, and we take it back into conference, and hopefully it carries over. So, don't know too much about them. Obviously, they're going to be an athletic ball club, and we're going to have to play well.
There he is, the head coach of the Crusaders, Brian Schmack. Crusaders a midweek home game against Milwaukee on Wednesday. Expecting good weather. Hope to see you out at Emory G. Bauer Field. And then a 3-game series on the road at Michigan State. For all the latest in Valpo baseball, check out valpoathletics.com.